sitting over here now, because the lighting is 10 times better than when my camera sits over there. TikTok has always been divided since the furry and gamer war, and probably since Musical.ly days. There's always been different groups of people going back and forth, whether that be politics, religion, or now dark humor. And that's what I want to talk about today. The last one. Dark humor on TikTok is not actually dark humor, and I can basically just end the video on that note if I wanted to. Dark humor is for the purpose of making light of a dark situation. That's why dark comedies exist, where the subject matter is usually quite heavy, but there's a comedic layer over the entire film. And dark humor can also be used in a stand-up comedy type way. Comedians that use dark humor usually talk about their own life traumas and situations they suffered through. Take for example Pete Davidson. His father died in 9/11, and he's allowed to make jokes about that, because that's something that directly impacts him. And that's why when other people make 9/11 jokes, it's usually considered immature. And I'm not saying you can't make 9/11 jokes, you can make any joke as long as it's funny and not blatantly destructive or offensive. But the person I want to talk about today fits into that category of destructive and offensive. I'm fully aware it's probably a bad idea to talk about this guy, not because I'm worried about his rabid fanbase or anything, but because I know that he thrives off of people talking about him and making responses to the content he makes. Because if you have a negative reaction to the content he makes, in his head that means he's won. He's officially trolled you.
Here we go! Here the fuck we go! Here the fuck we go!
So in this video I'm going to give him the exact opposite of what he wants. Because I don't personally get mad at the jokes he makes. I'm not a snowflake, as he would say. I'm simply here to explain why his content sucks and he's not a good comedian. Chances are this video is going to be slightly different from my regular content, so I suggest getting comfortable and getting ready for the shitstorm that's about to happen.
You guys have been asking for it, and we finally picked out a name. The Knickers.
Nick likes to label his content as satire. He wears it like a badge of honor in his bio. But I hate to break it to you, man. Your content is about as satirical as Leafy is here's. So it's not. Satire is when you take something that someone else said or done and then use it against them to make them look stupid. You kind of twist it in a way. Making fun of somebody's haircut is not satire. As much as Leafy calling someone retarded, gay, or any of that shit isn't satire. Your content also isn't dark humor, as I've established already. It's shock humor, if you can even call it that. There's a massive difference between making jokes about your own trauma and making jokes about other people's trauma. And if you can't see that difference, I can't help you. The reason you get so much hate on TikTok isn't because everyone else is a snowflake. It's because you're a bully, and that's the best way I can word it. You purposely pick fights with children and teenagers because you know it's more likely they'll slip up and they'll make themselves look dumb. And I noticed recently you put "don't send hate" over people's usernames as if that's going to make any difference whatsoever.
Explain this to you in monkey terms. Two monkey kissing.
Which is also odd because you seemingly had no problem doing it to other people in the past. You didn't seem to care to link their name right there and have people go over to their video and harass them until they had to delete the video. Here's a compilation of people who deleted their uploads because of Nick's fanbase.
And even in your caption.
Yeah, but your daddy's so proud. How's little girl turned out?
This man is the human embodiment of
Nick, Handsome has just come out as
And I've always found it dumb when people say don't go witch hunt or don't hate on this person, because that's basically what you're doing. So you're allowed to clown on somebody but your followers aren't? That's a little bit weird. You know full out what you're doing, just fucking own it, nobody cares. You only put that there because you don't want to seem responsible for your rabid fucking fanbase harassing people. You don't actually care about the person that you're responding to. Nick also has a merch store and a Cameo. On his merch store you can find these horribly fucking ugly shirts that say Knicker. It's his fanbase statement. Yes, it's a play on the N-word.
You guys have been asking for it, and we finally picked out a name. The Knickers. With 1K, not 3. What up, my Knickers?
Very mature. How old are you again? He also has a Cameo where you can spend $20 to get a video from him. And I'm here to tell you that there's very few worse things you can spend $20 on than a Cameo from a TikToker. He's tried to get involved with economic debates before, and he's always fallen flat on his face. Oh, nice try, bud. Better luck next time. Those are just some small gripes I had with the guy, so let's talk about the issues that actually matter. Before we continue, let me make my opinions on this matter very clear. Consent is very important. And if more people were willing to ask for consent, the world would be a lot safer place because of it. Asking consent to kiss somebody is totally fine. Nobody should feel ashamed of it. And reading her signals is also totally fine if she's making it very clear to you that she wants to kiss you. But Nick Foster, who's like 40 years old, has a problem with this for some reason.
This could be us. So back to what I was saying.
Nick seems to look down on people who ask for consent for some reason, and when he started getting rightfully shitted on for this post, he was like, no guys, I mean, just read her signals. Which is a pretty fucking stupid argument if you think about it. A large factor behind sexual assault is people misreading signals. People often say shit like, she was asking for it, when they obviously misread her intentions. This is way more common than you or your fanbase is willing to accept. Just because you can read signals well doesn't mean everyone else can, and you should never look down on someone who asks for consent to kiss somebody. Literally just ask any woman and they'll probably tell you the same thing. The fact that you keep pushing this idea that consent isn't masculine is pretty gross, honestly. Especially since your fanbase is made up of mostly teenage boys who take influence from the shit you say. And also, it's kinda getting annoying to hear you say shit like, women shouldn't have to sign a written consent form before you kiss them. That's not what anybody's saying and you know it. But you think your joke is so hilarious. It's been made millions of times, it has never been funny. I can't tell you how many random 14-year-olds I've heard say that. And for anyone who needs to hear this, don't ever be ashamed to ask for consent. Don't worry about the opinion of an almost 40-year-old man who's trying to speak for women who don't even agree with him. Nick apparently doesn't see the problem with sexualizing women and why they want to stop. And this is a problem the majority of women deal with, you know, random dudes fucking creeping on them. Women shouldn't be sexualized for existing. I believe that very strongly. I wholeheartedly believe that the harassment that women receive is fucking disgusting. But Nick apparently doesn't see the difference between women getting sexualized by random strangers and a song on the internet. I'll just show you a TikTok that makes the point better than I can. I'll just show you that now.
To Nick Foster's followers, please stop tagging me in this garbage because I don't think you're gonna like what you're about to see. One day I was walking home, I heard some honking, some whistling, I didn't think much of it. Then I turn around and a man starts yelling at me, talking about my butt, talking about all the things he wants to do to me. I was 12 years old. I had fucking braces. And that wasn't the first time that fucking happened to me walking home from middle school. So, hi, question, Nick. Just because Cardi B's singing about WAP or whatever, do you think 7th grade me deserved to be sexualized? Obviously fucking not. Today, as a 20-year-old, going about my business, doing DoorDash, do you think I deserve to be followed to my car? Do you think I deserve to constantly hear about all the disgusting things that creepy old men on the street want to do to me? Again, no. You guys don't understand consent. Women can own their sexuality, and I own mine sometimes. I'll fucking dance to WAP, but that doesn't mean you get to just randomly sexualize women on the street. You're perpetuating rape culture. I understand that this is just edgy humor to you, but it's creepy. Grown men who make jokes like this on the internet aren't just assholes. They're fucking creepy.
I guess I'll just end this segment by saying, just because you can sexualize women, doesn't mean you should. He also seems to have a problem with preferred pronouns. And I just have to say that, hey man, everyone has preferred pronouns, even you. And people put it in their bio because they want to normalize the use of correct pronouns. That's totally reasonable, and mocking people for it makes you look like kind of an asshole. And since you think that displaying your proper pronouns is weird, I'll be referring to you as ma'am from now on. If that's alright with you, ma'am. She also tries to ridicule people for gender reasons.
Next question.
I don't know much about this topic, so I won't linger on it long, but if I'm wrong, someone just correct me down below. I'm pretty sure most people believe that there's only two genders. And when people say that they're neither gender, they're not saying that there's 50 billion different genders they can be, they're saying they don't really feel comfortable in either sub-box. And also, gender is just a construct, it literally doesn't matter. It doesn't make your life any harder referring to somebody as they, them, than it does he, him. And I also think it's okay because I like to respect other people unlike you. I know you're totally original and not tired at all joke Nick is more important to you than other people, but maybe put that aside for a bit and learn a bit more about why people are that way and help understand them instead of mocking them. You know, have some human decency is all I'm saying. Nick Foster's made it very clear that he is not scared of the coronavirus. She also treats it like it doesn't exist. That's where the Corona Tequila meme comes from. I found this picture on her Instagram, of her at a party with several different people. I've seen so many people deny COVID in the last year that this doesn't surprise me anymore. I just want you to know that if any of you got COVID and died, there's nobody to blame but all of you at the party. And just a little quick PSA to everybody out there. I know you might not be high risk, I'm not high risk, but that's still not a reason to follow safety precautions for other people. I know that if I get COVID, I'll probably survive it, but that doesn't mean that my fellow citizen will. So, I follow safety regulations like the mask and keeping sanitized to help them as well. And I know you think it's stupid, but just do everyone a favor and be safe and treat everyone else with respect, please. Hey, I'm editing. I just remembered that she sells a mask on her store, which is odd for someone who's so anti-mask. Why do you sell them at the same time? That's pretty weird. Everything I cover in this video has only been from the last couple months, so I'm sure I missed a few things, and if I did, maybe I'll make another video, but I really don't want to. But if I did that, I'd be able to get all my opinions out about this girl, and I would never have to watch her content ever again. I guess I'll just end this video by addressing Nick really quickly. It's kinda sad how uneducated and blatantly hateful you are. You're not a comedian. In any comedic environment, you would be destroyed. I would love to see you do stand-up. Oh wait, you already have.
I'm a little pissed off. And about a lot of things, too. Where to begin? Let's see.
I just have to say, if you are planning on doing stand-up in the future, let's just hope you write some better material, because there's no way it can be nearly as atrocious as that shit. You're a full-grown adult that feels the need to prove himself to people and get the validation of 14-year-old boys to be happy. And to Nick's audience, I know most of you are young teens, so I'll just say this. There's so much more to life than bringing other people down, and one day you'll probably realize that. I know you're probably in the comments typing away calling me a snowflake, but I just want you to know, by seeking this video out and commenting like you are right now, you're being a way bigger snowflake than I've been this entire video. And also, you can argue with me, I don't care. I'm right and you know I am. I stand by everything I said. And yeah. Nick, TikTok should have probably permanently banned you. Sorry.